the social and cultural issues are becoming more and more important in our city development today. Facing immigration, homelessness, segregation, and increasing welfare costs. And we also have issues with climate, employment, job matching, and educational needs. And this all together means that we have to discuss the identity of the city and what values and how the architecture can support these values. And we also need to develop how we handle the increasing pressure we have on the development of affordable housing without sacrificing the city planning and the architecture policies. And therefore I believe that planners, property owners and builders, politicals need to come together and get help from many different directions to answer how the city will reflect the needs of the residents in this area. So we need to work together. We need to listen to a multitude of competencies and actors. When we do that, we get better results. And we need to work with testbeds and networks and platforms to develop our work practice and partnerships. I also believe that a holistic identification supports the city's identity. And it means that it is more than the number of apartments on a minimal footprint. It is a city that provides the space of ecosystems, social innovation, work and good education. And the formation of living environments, such as schools and workplaces where people spend most of their time, is as important for us as the major prestigious projects. Because all new buildings and rebuilding need to make something positive for the existing population in terms of greenery, social cohesion and qualities to give pride to the neighborhood. And in a rapid growth, the city's cultural heritage is important to know and understand. And how we handle our cultural environment and how it is used to get new perspectives on the city is an important part of the city's identity. And therefore we need to let the citizens be involved and describe what a good city design is for them and what values they want to preserve and what they lack in the city. And the possibility of co-creation in forms of, for example, building corporations and city cultivation needs to have a greater place in the city, together with the possibility of temporary activities, culture, expedition and sharing economies. Because I believe that together this creates exciting, safe and interesting environments for different ages and genders. So I hope that we together could let social innovation, creation and playfulness and meetings between people be an active part of a robust and flexible architecture. So I believe that the architecture of the public space needs to be lifted, and this is especially important in densification of socioeconomic weaker areas. How we shape the city's public space affects how we move through the city and where we choose to integrate with others. And how urban planning contributes to an equal access to urban spaces and places need to be a really big question for planners of today, I believe. And girls' health and security need to be one of our starting points in this work. And another thing is the public transport. For me, it's not only a means of transport. It is also a way of bringing different people closer together by shortening the distance between people and employment, education and recreation. And in a way, it's a way of getting the whole city to be part of your neighborhood. So at each stop and station also has to be an important hub and be developed as an interesting trading area. This means that, for example, a pedestrian bridge can be more than only a mobility solution. It can also be a part of an integrated entrepreneurship regarding, for example, new food experiences in temporary restaurants. For an efficient land use, the overall and detailed planning needs complex solutions in the architecture, where every development and building need to do more things and give more values to the city. We therefore need more unique partnerships that gives new business concepts that create interesting contents in buildings and ground floors based on the existing urban capital and the resources of our citizens. We also need to develop financial solutions where both the municipality, developers and property owners act jointly for long-term investments in culture and social innovation in spaces in our buildings and between them, with focus on development for employment together. So basically this is altogether what I believe will give us a more holistic urban planning and sustainable inclusive cities with livable environments and housing, where children can do their homework and parents can get energy after a long working day and feel that there is a future tomorrow.